147 here, overthink a lot. Another day, another dime, another sleigh, another swine. Today's topic, I want to talk about traumas. Now, anything in my opinion can be a trauma to start it off. Laziness, being happy, being sad, mad. It's all an action from a reaction that was stuck in your head from the past that made you think as it is a normal procedure, making you repeat an emotion or live the procedure over and over and over again and again and again. What is trauma in defined way? In civics, trauma is an emotional response that results from living through a stressful event. This can be from anything from someone yelling loud noises at you, an argument, seeing someone getting hurt, or you getting hurt. These are all signs of traumas. Trauma can affect your sense of safety of self, ability, and to bear emotions and relationships. There's different types of traumas. There's three different states and three different types of traumas. There's acute, chronic, and complex. Acute traumas is a singular traumatic event in a short amount of time, like a car accident or mighty physical damage, or losing a loved one, or seeing some tragic happen like a tornado or a flood or something. And the symptoms of it can include anxiety, uncontrollable thoughts about major events that happen, most likely the thing that created the trauma. So basically, acute traumas is basically things that happen in like one situation that led to you being traumatized from that situation from then on. So like we can say you got in a car crash, you got shot, you got yelled at, this or that, and that's made a trauma that you were scared for any of that to happen, and you were scared for any of that to occur again. So that's a definition of trauma in that standpoint. Then you have chronic traumas. Chronic traumas isn't like an acute trauma where it's a serious event, but in serious events such as abuse or verbal abuse happening over and over and over again. And the symptoms include like feeling worthless, hard to find friendships, connect with people, or controlling your emotions. The best way to treat this is through therapy and talking it out with some people, and explaining your thoughts and talking it out with people and how you feel, and get to the bottom of it. Chronic traumas is basically like something that it just repeats over and over and over again, to where it's like it's a built up cycle in your head, because your brain is kind of like it's a tape, it's a computer. If you've given it the same thing over and over and over again, it's like a computer. It's a pattern computer. If you give your thing the same instruments over and over and over again, it's gonna say those same instruments, and it's gonna think on those same instruments. So it's like memory, and it's gonna react to that memory the way it's gonna react. So yes, chronic traumas is just something happening over and over and over again, and it turns into a trauma. And it could be bad abuse or anything like that, and you just get used to it, and you think you get used to it, and it actually turns into a trauma. The best way to treat this through therapy and talking it out, as I explained, and just getting used to it. Well, not getting used to it, but I say speaking on it and learning from it. I have suffered from examples of chronic trauma, being called ugly, or rejections multiple times, and things and letdowns that causes those type of trauma. So them could be causes of it. Just being talked down on a lot. Even though you might feel like some people might not take that the right way. You know what I'm saying? And some people might take that the wrong way. It all depends. It's all in your area. It doesn't make you less of a man and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the last one. We got complex traumas, and this describes as going through multiple trauma event, interpersonal or invasive, and a wide range of long-term effects. such as abuse or incest or physical mental abuse. It can have you feel like nobody's there for you. It can make you feel like you all alone, the other person you can trust, and it just make you distance yourself, you know what I'm saying? And it's shown that people who got this show signs of dispersonalization or deseparation, and also they can have physical symptoms such as nausea, stomach pain, and headaches. Then the best way to help with this is to find therapy and talk it out the best way you can. Now, you might be thinking, what do knowing this bring to your life? A lot. Trauma is a big importance in your life. You didn't know, but 55% of people don't know that they suffer from PTSD from traumatic events. That's a big number. And importantly, small, lasting, the traumas lasting for 5 or more years. And that's just PTSD. Moderate PTSD is 59%. People don't know what trauma really is, and that is something that these things is something that could really make you or break you and could damage them in longevity without knowing. It can mess them up without knowing, unconsciously, and I always want to speak on that on this video. Some don't even know just by lack of knowledge of trauma, but acknowledgement of their actions, meaning that some people, like I said, is really going through trauma without knowing, unconsciously, and they don't know how to deal with it and how to face it. And it's a bad thing, you know what I'm saying, because people is out here living life, you know, in a flow, but they're not living thinking, why is this, why am I living in a pattern? Because you don't want to get out the pattern, you know what I'm saying. You live in a trauma, you living in a system that you made, you know, but it's not your fault, you know. And it's sad when you think about it, you know, but interesting, you know, we all live in a systematic pattern based off what we learned from birth and also trauma. So one thing, and I might be wrong, but I feel like trauma is always, it's not always a bad experience, but it's something that's wired over and over and over into our brain. Something that's just repeated, and we do, because it's a repetition. Like, you tell yourself you like this girl over and over and over again, you're gonna be obsessed with her. You tell yourself, ooh, a Nissan 350Z, a Nissan 350Z, you're gonna be obsessed with the Nissan 350Z, parts and bits. So it's best to know what trauma is and how it affects things in your daily life, in your lifelong basis, you know what I'm saying. So you want to know what does this and what does that, and how your brain works. That's one thing. You gotta want to know how your brain works. But trauma is a big topic. Trauma is a huge topic for anyone to talk about. But I want to talk about how trauma changed my life a little bit more in detail. Trauma has turned me into the person I am today. I'm not normal. I'm not happy. I'm not straight, but I'm here. I'm working every day. I'm bettering myself. When I was a little kid, I was sensitive, man. I was sensitive. Everything triggered me, especially people yelling at me originated from my father and broke me. Made me bad because it had some weird effect on me, and for the longest I was scared. But not long ago we went in a bad argument, and I snapped because my anger, my anger wouldn't let me take anything he bring to me verbally. So I let loose, crashed, and I go through a lot in silence, because when I speak, it's, oh, you sensitive, or oh, you hurt from this, or you know, and it's corrupted, you know. The society is corrupt, and it's kind of sad, you know, but it's like this. But I feel bad because at the same time, with the situation that his girlfriend had lost her house and got evicted from it, and it kind of messed me up, and it's sad because my consequences of being hurt me and messed up other people, you know. You just trying to vent the way you know, but that's an example of big trauma and how it can affect you day-to-day basis. And what that I would call acute trauma, because I was so young, but it also happened at a young age. I always had a mature and smart mind, and I've always, caved it in because people have opinions, and it's staggered me, making me feel like I was nothing. And it's funny, being young, I believed I couldn't because people said I couldn't. And I'll say that's a mix of acute and chronic and complex all at once, because it was happening over and over and over. And then I was starting to become scared to speak of my mind. I was scared, to say certain things. That made me less of a man, even though I was just a kid still learning without help. It made me broken, it hurt, not knowing what to do or how to fix it or who to go to. It never made me bitter, but it made me on survival mode 24/7. Of anything that I didn't like, rejection, looking silly, looking bad, being yelled at, all of this. And it was insane thinking about it. I was like a rat mirrored in a mirror's cage, with a hole behind it, and just wasn't able to turn around and find it, just looking at my reflection all day. And it was when I got old I realized why I go through this and why I dig deep enough to understand this. And when I actually did find a diagnosis to my problems by digging in the past, I became a better person, stronger, wiser, way healthier man, because I could find answers to my own problems, and it fixed that beauty of humans, it fixed that boutique of us, because we are human. We are able to fix things that with our mindset we is able to do. The brain is like a computer. It's almost a computer with infinite gigabytes. It's possible of crazy things, so we is able to look up and accomplish anything if we put our mind to it, and that's the thing, that's the thing we don't understand. Like, we is capable of things, we can't use trauma as an excuse. We can't use trauma to not let us get out of bed. We can't use our excuses to let somebody else suffer. We gotta get up and get it every day. We can't be out here being stubborn like that, because we don't got time to, we don't got time to let our traumas ruin our life, real talk. And I want to inform you on trauma with my thought and how you should face it. As said earlier, it's an emotional response to an event that triggered negativity and can cause long-term reactions. But trauma don't define who you is. It don't define you to make the decision to be toxic or big to the next person. It doesn't make you only you. It makes you what you consciously imagine yourself as you being. And you should strive on being that person. Don't let anybody call you clown or dumb because how they perceive you make you feel less of a person. Don't ever let them win. Don't ever let nobody bitterness extract to you, because they cowards and they don't wanna break out of the cowardness, so they wanna make you a coward. They wanna bring you into the negativity mess to go affect and break you. But no, they tried, but they failed. We all human. We all capable of everything, just like anybody else who have trauma. But that doesn't define them. Trauma does not define your outcome, but it can shake how you view life, and it can shake how you view yourself. Use your past experience as a stepping stone, not a place to set back. Everything something bad happened, let it escalate you. Let it escalate you. Don't let it de-escalate you. Everybody go through something. Either build it, make it, or break you. You know what I'm saying? And a tip to help you with this is to form habits, good habits, great habits. Tell yourself you can do this. Tell yourself you are able. Tell yourself you are able. You are capable of anything, and it will happen. Don't lose faith. Don't be stubborn and feel like you can't or you too good to fix yourself because it wasn't your fault. Do better, be better. Better make yourself better. Better make yourself greater. My bad. Better make yourself greater. You know what I'm saying? So start making up your bed, start running, start doing this, start being consistent, stop being lazy. Laziness is a part of trauma too, because you do it so many times, you're gonna be lazy. You're gonna be used to being lazy. You know, because it's easy to form bad habits, but it's hard to, form good ones. Because you know why? Because it's the same thing. You know, it's easy to run down the stairs, but it's hard to run up them. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, different substance, but they ain't, same subject. You know what I'm saying? Different situations, same outcome. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a game, man. It's all a mind game. You choose what you want to be. Don't let trauma do the work for you. You see, you use a tool of trauma as a weapon, your weapon of force, to attack your demons and attack the life and attack these things that don't want us to win. Don't let it be an excuse and let them demons laugh at you and play cards on your damn goofy head. So yes, man, it's my talk on traumas. Thank you for the people who watched, and thank you for subscribing. Road to 50 subscribers. I hope y'all will. I hope y'all enjoy your life. I hope y'all grinding every day. I hope y'all staying safe out there. Hope y'all being easy. Love.